This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction to every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. And it is a tough one to swallow because of how hard the Rays fought. And again, one thing that you can't say about the Rays during this stretch in August and going into September with them trying to get back into the season is that it's not for lack of fight, man. I mean, this team has fought tooth and nail every single at bat, even though they were getting perfect gamed through 6 innings today. But when you look at this game, I look at the missed opportunities. And if you're completely out on the Rays already making the playoffs, that's fine. But, the Mariners who they're chasing now got swept. The Red Sox who they're chasing now lost their series. And for the Rays to show up like this, it's just kind of too little too late, man. It's just tough, man. Tough. We're going to talk about how we had hope for a second, how Drew Rasmussen, again, just continues to be so consistent. Lots of missed opportunities. We're going to look ahead to the Cardinals tomorrow. But first, we have to talk about how the Rays have given up 14 home runs in 2 games.
This is what you'll be talking about.
14 home runs in 2 games. That is insane. I don't think you guys understand. The Rays could go 15 years from now and not give up 14 home runs over a 2-game stretch ever again. In fact, I would bet money that they wouldn't do that. It's just something that we won't see maybe ever again for the Rays as long as some of us are alive. And okay, that's a little bit dramatic, but every single run that the Yankees scored today was off of a home run. About 99% of the runs they scored yesterday was off of a home run. So it's just ridiculous. Every single run this series for the Yankees has been off a home run. It's something that I can't even fathom. And yeah, some of them were little port shots. Yeah, like both of Trent and Grisham's were port shots, but both of Austin Wells' home runs, no doubters. John Carlos, 108 off the bat, no doubter. More of the ones yesterday were little port shots, but man, it's tough, man, because I want the team to get that lift, and because they've been playing so hard, and that's something that's why I appreciate for fans like us that watch every game. That's all you can ask for when you're going through a stretch like this. Like, yes, you can ask for wins, but to see the effort that this team's playing with when there's 6.5 games out of a playoff spot is something that I find very admirable. It is something that, going into next year, hopefully, some more breaks fall the Rays' way and they keep up the same level of intensity to just be a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, guys, the 14 home runs in 2 games was ridiculous. But the turning point in the game came actually in the bottom of the 10th.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So after the Rays got perfect game through 6 innings, he got the bases loaded in the 7th. Josh Lowe struck out. And Josh Lowe has just been so disappointing this season, man. And then in the 8th, we get Bobby Seymour hitting his first career home run. Shout out Bob Seymour. First 2 RBI game in the majors. But in the 9th inning, you get Hunter Feduccia, who they kept blowing fastballs by. You guys remember he came up in the 7th as well I completely misspoke. Josh Lowe walked to get the bases loaded. So I take back momentarily my diss on Josh Lowe. And Josh Lowe is someone that I think could be so good. And I know early in the season his expecting batting average was super high, but whatever. Feduccia was up with the bases loaded, and they blew fastballs right by him. Came back up in the bottom of the 9th. They tried to blow fastballs by him again. And guys, he was 6 inches away from walking off the game, literally 6 inches. And, Magnum struck out. Go to the 10th. Obviously, Pete came into this game allowing 2 home runs all year. He gave up 2 tonight in 1 inning. Just unfortunate. Nothing. Obviously, you blame Pete for it, but it's nothing that you look differently on Pete for, if that makes sense. And then in the bottom of the 10th, the bottom of the order did their job. And when you look at this Rays lineup, the people that produce today are the people you don't expect to produce. Like Hunter Feduccia, look, again, shout out for him for putting bat on ball in that situation. When he's hitting 6 in your lineup, that's an issue. When Tristan Gray is in your lineup, that is an issue. But they came up with huge hits to keep the Rays in the game. And the Rays get it to 3 of their 4 best hitters in their lineup right now. Chandler struck out looking. That was great sequencing by Devin Williams, I thought. Yandy, who maybe had his worst game of the season. I mean, he was non-existent. Struck out swinging 4 times. Just God, and Yandy has been Yandy's been so clutch for so long. But man, I thought he was really bad, just not engaged tonight. And Brandon Lau. No offense, Brandon Lau. Brandon Lau's had a great year. I literally said out loud, Brandon Lau is going to swing and miss at Devin Williams' changeup. It's just not a great matchup for him, and he swung and missed at 2 of them. Right when Devin Williams got the first fastball by him, I posted the postcast because that was the one for Brandon Lau to hit, and that's what's so frustrating because the Rays came all the way back. They have the opportunity to tie the game again with the bottom of the order guys that really shouldn't even be in the league, getting the opportunity and putting themselves in position to score for the top dogs, and for them to go as quietly as they did, man, just frustrating in a game that was just kind of a tease. Like I said, the first bullpen, we had hope for a second, right? And that second quickly faded because it was, again, the Mariners got swept. If the Rays win today, you get the 5.5 back, and you still play the Mariners 3 times. And look, I know a lot of you guys are sick of hearing about playoff stuff, but with the Rays still being within punching distance and teams in front of them losing, that's what makes games like this even more frustrating. Like, yes, there's missed opportunities with the runners on the base pass today, especially in the 7th and 10th. But another big missed opportunity over the course of the last 3 games is not being able to make up ground when teams in front of you finally go on a slide. And, today the Rays got the offense, right? They got the starting pitch. And, of course, the bullpen gives up 3 home runs. And it's just unfortunate. It feels like it feels like the Rays just cannot catch a break. And it's one of the 3 phases of the game. It's really 2, but one of the 3 phases of hitting, pitching, and bullpen goes wrong. And it's been a long time since the Rays have had all 3 kind of coexist together, which makes it even more and more frustrating. Coexist together, not just for one game, for an extended, like a week, 10 days. It's just been rough. But we are going to talk about Drew Rasmussen, and I thought how good he was. We're going to look ahead to the Rays series against the Cardinals right after this. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Have you ever sat at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes it possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Price on the app actually drop the closer you get to the first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worrying out of buying. You guys know I've been to a few games this year. Game Time has been the best, gets me the best price at the best time. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So if you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a like and comment. We'll be getting into the comments momentarily, but let's talk about Drew Rasmussen because I thought he was really good again. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. He went 91 pitches, which was super encouraging because we haven't seen him do that this year. And so that's the thing I'm most encouraged about. Drew Rasmussen has not gone past 91 pitches only one other time this year, which was against Baltimore, where he threw 92 pitches. So that's what I'm most encouraged to see out of Rasmussen. But, man, I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, 6 innings, 2 runs. You literally can't ask for much more out of your starting pitcher if you're being realistic. Like, yeah, the Yankees starting pitcher was unreal today. I mean, he was dotting stuff, and there's a guy that walked a bunch of guys normally. But, I mean, he was filthy tonight, so I don't blame the Rays hitters for not getting the hit for the first 6 innings. But, yeah, I mean, Drew Rasmussen continues to be old reliable. Not much more you can say, but yeah, man, this one is just going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. Not necessarily that the Rays, like quote unquote, deserve to win, just because they fought and they were right there. And if they won this one, you just feel this is such a momentum win for the Rays. But just unfortunately couldn't pull it out. But the Rays go from winning 3 in a row to losing 3 in a row, so they're right back to where they started, 5 games under 500, and they'll have the opportunity to kind of break that streak tomorrow night against the Cardinals. Cardinals who just lost 6-2 against the Marlins. They're coming in right now, not too hot to say the very least. And the Rays get to face their ace, Sonny Gray. And Sonny Gray is 11-6 with a 4.3 ERA. He's been really good for a really long time. He has, this is his, tomorrow will be his 324th start. So he's just been consistent a lot of time this year. But after having 2 back-to-back stellar outings against the Dodgers and the Cubs, he ran some trouble against the Yankees. 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned, still 7 strikeouts. Ben Rice really got on him in that game. But, he's had some games in the second half of the season, like 8 runs against the Diamondbacks, 6 against the Padres. So, again, this is someone that I think the Rays can still, even though he is an ace, we've seen the Rays against pitchers like Sonny Gray, still someone the Rays can get after. Last year, he did pitch against the Rays. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. So the Rays have seen him within the calendar year. When you look at who played in that game, it was right after Chris Morel came over. He went 0 for 4. He won't be playing tomorrow. But, Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau, and Yandy Diaz combined to go 1 for 10. And they were the only ones that were in the lineup in last year's game that are going to have any impact on the game tomorrow. So, again, still an opportunity for the Rays to get back on track. And for Joe Boyle, I mean, look, we know what it is for Joe Boyle. All the talent in the world, can he find the zone? It's as simple as that. Can Joe Boyle be in the zone? When you look at his last few games, he has had a combined 9 walks in the month of August with an 8.7 ERA over his last 10 and a third innings pitch. Not good enough. And it goes to even more if you include the start against the Yankees, where he gave up another 3 walks. So he needs to be in the zone. He needs to sequence and mix in his splitter, and then he'll be fine. But let's get to the comments as we go to Jack Stakes. He said, well, at least they made it interesting tonight, but the word for tonight is the word of the season. Almost. That's a perfect comment. Yeah, it's just a perfect comment. As we go to Gary, who says, this game kind of reminded me of your first postcast of the season on 4/19, also against the Yankees with a different outcome. Yeah, I thought that too. Devin Williams ended the game. The Rays came back from 4 runs that game, almost came back again tonight. It's just unfortunate, man. The Rays are half a foot away from winning that game. It's just an extra just punch in the gut. As we go once again to Ari, so thought the Rays were all about the bullpen. They know that now is not the time to be slacking, so don't mean to beat them up when they're down. But, man, yeah, look, the bullpen takes the brunt when they give up 3 home runs, especially when it's your guys. Like, yeah, I'm going to give Pete the benefit of the doubt because he's been fantastic this year. And he only gave up 2 home runs all year coming into that inning. But and there's another game, man. You just feel the Rays injuries. Like Hunter Feduccia doesn't hit 6 if the Rays are healthy. And you're missing DeLuca. You're missing Aranda. Ha-Seong Kim continues to be made out of glass. He's outdated. That means he's probably not going to play tomorrow. I love how Tristan Peters too, plays hard. But at the end of the day, Tristan Peters, or I'm going to keep saying Tristan Peters. Tristan Gray has like 2 hits this season. Like he can't be the shortstop on your team if you're within striking distance of the playoffs. I'm not even saying the Rays are within striking distance of the playoffs, but the Tristan Gray is 2 for 17 this year. Yeah, not much to say. 2 for 17 this year, and he's probably been playing a lot more with Ha-Seong Kim being day to day. So as we go to Gary's interesting question, he says, "Do you have any thoughts on you'll see in Kevin's podcast about realignment? Could the Rays be moving the National League to be the new NL styles with the Braves, Marlins, Nashville, Charlotte?" Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think about all that. If it happens, I don't know. I mean, it'll be weird thinking the Rays in the National League, but I don't think any of that. First of all, the lockout that's going to happen the year after next is what I think all baseball fans should be worried about. And then once we get past that, I think that you can kind of worry about that. But yeah, if the Rays were to move, it is what it is. I love playing the Yankees, Boston, these traditional franchises every single year. But yeah, it'd be weird. My entire life, I grew up them watching the AL East, so I'm not opposed to anything, especially not expansion. I think is great for the game, but yeah, it would definitely be something to get used to. As we had 9/22, he said, "I know you're a Rays fan, but what are your thoughts on Cam Schindler?" I mean, his stuff when he pitches like this is really good, but his last time out against the Rays, he walked like 4 people. But like I said, that pitch he threw to Junior 3-2 after the 7 straight fastballs, where Junior swung and missed, but it was a cutter / slider that was dotted on the outside corner. There are only a handful of pitchers in the sport that can make that pitch, much less after on the back of a 30 pitch inning that you're currently in. Like that's a special pitch. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, he was yeah, he was solid tonight. But yeah, guys, like just chop it up in another one where the Rays like, oh, right there, couldn't get it done. It's it is what it is. Have to admire the fight from the boys tonight, and that's why I'm going to keep watching. I'll be watching tomorrow night. I hope you guys are as well. As I hope you guys will join the postcast. Also, the Rays lost the 2 games, but it doesn't mean nothing changed. They're still the same exact back in the wild card, and that's part of what makes losing these 2 games kind of more painful. But we're gonna wrap it there, guys. Again, we will never get out of the late nights with the Rays, even games at starting time. Still finish it up past 11 p.m. But we love doing it. I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed after a Rays win. See you guys then.